Dear students, in our today's class, we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 10, by name Inheritance. So, what is meant by inheritance? Inheritance means deriving, subclasses from the main class. Just like if you have taken one class, deriving many classes from the main first, that is the one single class. From one single class, you are deriving or you are getting many classes. This process is called as inheritance. This inheritance is the most important aspect of C++, and C++ support inheritance and make easier in the reduction of the complexity of the program and make help, and it will help us in the reduction of the time. Now we are going to discuss about this inheritance. With the help of inheritance, how the complexity of a program can be reduced and how the time usage can be reduced. This inheritance will help in reusing of the same code without repeating the same code again and again. Sometimes it is necessary to reuse the same code in the program, twice, thrice, and as required. So in that situation, no need to copy the same code again and again. Just we need to make use of the inheritance. So inheritance will help us in reducing the size of program when repetition of the same code is required at that time, but we can make use of inheritance. Come, we shall see what actually mean the inheritance. See, I will write points so that you can understand. C++ allows the user to create a new class. That is, this new class can be called as derived class. A new class which is created is called as derived class from an existing class. And this existing class can be called as base class. An existing class can be called as base class. Here see, C++ allows the user to create a new class. New class can be created with the help of C++, and that class is called as new class. The class which is created, that class is called as derived class. And this derived class can be created from the existing class, already present class. Later I will give you an example, then we will come to. And this existing class, it means already present class, already existing class. It can be called as a base class. And next point, the derived class inherits. The derived class inherits inherits all the properties of base class. See, the derived class means new class, okay, inherits all the properties of base class. Okay, it is same like the main class. New class is same like the existing class. New class means derived class is same as that of the base class, and then along with that it can have the additional properties of its own. It means the properties, whichever the properties the derived class inherited with the base class from the base class, along with those properties, this derived class is having its own additional properties. Now, third point is the main definition of the inheritance. See, inheritance is the capability of one class. Okay, inheritance may be the capability of one class to inherit the properties from other class. Okay, you can write the definition of inheritance like this. Inheritance is the capability of one class to inherit the properties from other class. So like this we need to define inheritance. Now we are going to discuss about one is the base class and another one is the derived class. What actually mean this base class and the derived class? The first thing is base class. Base class means that is existing class. Okay, we shall see what is this base class means. What is the existing class means? Okay, it is a class whose properties are inherited from other class. Okay, and it is also called as super class. Okay, see, new class, existing class, it is called as a base class, and base class can also be called as again super class, because base class is a class whose properties are inherited by other class. Okay, it means other class can inherit the properties of the base class, so it is also called as super class. Now we shall see regarding derived class. It is the class It is the class which inherits the properties from base class. Okay, derived class means it is a new class. It will inherit the properties from the existing class, that is base class, and it is also called as subclass. It is also called as subclass. So this is regarding inheritance and the base class and the derived class. Okay, this is also called as subclass, which is a new class and derived class. The existing class and base class can also be called as superclass, because other classes, means derived classes, can inherit properties from the base class, and derived class is the one which inherit properties from the base class. Okay, and the base class is the one whose properties are inherited by the derived class. So these are called as derived class, base class and inheritance. Come now, we shall see about the advantages of inheritance and the disadvantages of inheritance. Now we are going to see about the advantages of inheritance. Advantages, as everything having its own advantages and disadvantages, here inheritance is also having its own advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage is that reusing existing code. Okay, I will give you one example here. Take one class by name X. It is a class, and we need to make the use of the same code of class X. Okay, I will give you example like this. See, class X. Okay, it is having private members as integer type A and B, and public members as display, or write it as void display. I now close the class. Class X is having private as integer type A and B, and public as void display. Now our program needs to repeat the same code again. So instead of repeating same code again, we need to derive one class from class X. The new class will be called as class Y, and this class is having all the properties same as that of X. Whatever things are present in class X, the same things are present in the class Y. Then no need to repeat the same code again, we know, because this is derived. It means we are reusing existing code. The code is existed in class X. By deriving class Y from class X, the code is reused but not repeated. Repeating means printing again. Repeating means writing again. Reusing means code is already present, making use often and often, many times. Okay, that is reusing existing code. And after that, second one, faster development time. Faster development time. It means if we write same code again in class Y, then what will happen? We need to compile X at one time, class X, and we need to compile class Y at one more time. Then it takes lot of time. Okay, instead of doing that, if we repeat the same code, then development of a program will be faster and it reduces the time. Understood? Next, third one, easy maintenance. Easy maintenance. Maintenance of the program will become easy. It will not lead to the lengthier program. If you will not use class Y from class X, if we will not inherit or we will not derive, then the same code is again needs to be written in Y, needs to be repeated under Y. Okay, it leads to the length of a program. It leads to the complexity of a program. Then maintaining a program code will not be easier. So if we derive a class, if we inherit a class from one class, at the time maintenance of a program will become easy. Then after that, easy to extend. Here, if the program becomes lengthier, then code will goes on increase. Okay, then extending the program will become complex. So if class is derived from one class, then the shortage of code will lead to make easier to extend the program. And the last one is memory utilization. Memory utilization. Memory utilization means, think, okay, with example, giving example, I will try to explain. See, this class X has taken 10 MB of memory. Just think. It will not take 10 MB of memory. Okay, just for your reference. Class X has taken 10 MB of memory. Okay, if we repeat the same code again in class Y, then this will take again additional 10 MB of memory. Then this will completely take 20 MB of memory. Okay, instead of that, if we inherit a class from the existing class, then it may take 10.5 MB. Okay, how much? 9.5 MB memory has saved. 9.5 MB memory has saved. So this means memory utilization. So these are the advantages of inheritance. Now come, we shall see the disadvantages of inheritance. Disadvantages. The first disadvantage is improper use of inheritance. Improper use of inheritance makes program more complicated. Okay, if improper use of inheritance make program more complicated. If inheritance is not properly used at the time, the program will become more complex. It will increase the complexity of the program. This is the one disadvantage of inheritance. And one more disadvantage is that calling member functions using objects creates more compiler overheads. This means if a member function is called, okay, with the help of objects, okay, it creates. If a member function is called with the help of objects, it creates compiler overheads. It means compiling of that program will be risky. Overhead means a risk. Make the compiler riskier to compile the program if member functions are used along with objects. If member functions are called, okay, calling member function. If member functions are called using objects, then at that time the compiler will become risky in compiling the program. Okay, hope you have understood regarding inheritance. I have given class X and class Y example. Okay, dear students, now I am going to stop, because in next class we shall move with few more things regarding inheritance. If you have any doubts regarding today's class, you can ask me personally. Thank you.